Before we get started with the next presentation, I just want to mention you guys, this is the 25th annual Frog Day. This all started back in 1995 with Chuck Powell. You know, I went to the first event. I was a senior in high school, and I wanted to go. And my mom wouldn't let me go. My dad bought me a ticket and said, just tell your mom you're going camping. Just make sure you're back by Monday morning. You know. So I went to the first event. There's only about 5 vendors there, but it's grown. It's come a long way. You know. So you can see just from everybody in the room, it's a sold-out crowd with the dinner. You know, we had a packed room today. So, and we're going to move on to our next speaker. Actually, before we do that, we had a couple unexpected deaths in our community this past year. One was Melissa Witt, who was a local frogger in the New York City community, who unfortunately passed away in a plane crash. And then just recently we had Joe Nickerson, who would have been here tonight, you know, who's always come to these events, and you know, appreciate the fact that we get together. Don't take for granted that, you know, these events are what they are. Get to know each other. You know, appreciate spending time with one another. And just recently, I've been dealing with the death of my family. You know, so just, you know, make sure that, you know, don't wait until the end, because before you know it, somebody's gone, and then you wish you spent more time with them. All right. Now moving on to our next speaker, we're gonna move on. We're gonna head out with Tesoros, with Ivan Lozano from Tesoros de Colombia. He will give you some insight into what their conservation efforts are going towards now, and what they're working on with their reintroduction program with Red Lamani. So he'll give you a lot more information on that. And anybody that hasn't known about Tesoros for the past couple of years, you know, we can definitely, Ivan will give you a lot more information on that. All right?
All right, thanks, Julio. And again, it's really a pleasure to be here with you. I'm really happy to be able to spend the day with all my friends here, the frog community. I'm really proud of being part of it and be supported by very special people. You know, the people that are, most of the people that are here. We are, as for the new people or people that doesn't know us, we are a conservation project located in Colombia. We managed to get a license to start a biocommerce project in order to get funds to do conservation programs in situ in Colombia. So we have, during the past 14 years, we have been getting the license, building the facilities, getting the 7 species to breed, 7 species of poison frogs. And finally, 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years, we got the full license, so we could ship worldwide our frogs. And now we are starting to the second stage of our conservation project, which is start investing in the wild and with the communities. I'm here. I'm going to steal like 25 minutes of your time, only to show you a quick update of what are we up to this year. Okay, first one is the Lemony National Conservation Program. We have been working with this program for almost 2 years. We are working really close in an agreement with the Cali Zoo, the Wildlife Conservation Society, and 2 universities in Colombia, the Los Andes University and the La University. We have been working in meetings and working with the communities and discussing the best way to do this. Of course, we are really interested in bringing some of our captive bred frogs into the wild, because as you know, this species has been collected heavily in the past decades, so it has disappeared from most of their natural distribution area. So it is need urgently to create a release program. Sorry, because this is still happening there. There's a lot of smuggling from Colombia, of course. Ofaga lemonade and Ofaga histrionica are two of the heaviest collected frogs there. These are pictures from the last groups that were confiscated in Bogota airport that were intended to go to Europe via Brazil. So the last year we have been really heavily involved in all these new management plan for conservation that was sponsored by the by the local authorities in Valle del Cauca, which is the department where these species live. This is a workshop that was held in the area where the species live, with the communities, with the authorities, with the scientists that are researching on the species, and of course we were there trying to help this out become a reality. This management plan for conservation is you can download it because it is online. I don't have the link right here with me, but you can look for it and you can download it because it's open to the public. And a big part of this plan is involving the communities living in the area where the lemonades are distributed. This is a picture of the recent held festival. I don't know if that word exists in English. Yes? Okay, thank you. A festival with the communities held to take actions for the red lemonade conservation in the area. These guys that are dressed on green t-shirts are now becoming the leaders of the conservation program, and they are now becoming leaders of the as guides for tourism over there. Some of you have purchased some of the t-shirts that we brought. These shirts were painted by the local school kids. They live in the lemonade habitat. They work toward the conservation. Now we have been supporting them, giving them access to art materials, and you're going to see after my presentation, you're going to see a video of them painting those t-shirts that were offered to you today. I think they do a very good job, and this is the kind of actions that link your hobby to direct conservation of a species, because they are getting money from the hobby for not collecting the frogs and for being people that are now protecting the species. The idea of Tesoros, to become an active part of this program is also to bring some of the frogs that we bred directly to be released in the area. We're just waiting for permits for doing this because we cannot do it by ourselves. Of course, the local authorities are going to do this. We have submitted the proposal for this, so we're just waiting for them to say if they're going to accept these animals. We have offered the first 5 Ofaga lemonades, young ones, that are going to be released in a place where we hope that tourists in the future can visit them and take pictures of them, because they're going to be also protected by the communities. The second point is that I wanted to tell you that we are still in pursuit of our license update and getting a new way to get new species. So it's been now 3 years that we have been working toward this. A lot of money invested because we needed to hire a specialized group of consultants. The license that Tesoros has is the most difficult license to have in Colombia. It's the same license that an oil company or a mining company has to get, incredibly, but it's the same. And the authorities doesn't care because it's written in the law, so we have to do it. We have to hire consultancy offices that are intended to be hired by oil companies. So that is why our prices are not that inexpensive as many of you will like to. But in the future, hopefully, our prices will decrease, will go down a little bit, so anyone can have the frogs. These are I showed these pictures before to some of you. These are some of the species that we are intended to work with. Hopefully, in the next few years, you're going to be able to have these on your tanks. We are going, of course, to work with some of these species in the wild. We are going hopefully, we are going to be able to even create reserves with your help, of course, with your support. These are species, invaders. Well, all these species need a hand for the conservation. The Tesoros tours, we have delayed the launching of the Tesoros tours. We want to make tours in which you're not going just to have a experience of taking pictures or coming to a very interesting place. We want to develop a tour in which you can get immersed in the culture with the communities and even visit the places in which we are releasing the frogs. So so we can put together our captive bred program for introduction of the species. We can put together our supporters that are visiting, and we can put together the communities. I think we are getting closer to a very powerful conservation strategy. That's something that we have been working in. It's some sort of a small schedule. We want to link the visit to the biopark in close to Bogota, the Reserva Biopark, which is sponsored by Tesoros as well. Visit the redhead habitat and the lemonade habitat because they are very close together, so it's going to be really easy to do. And for those that doesn't know the La Reserva Biopark, I'm also the general director there, and it's like the broader project of Tesoros. We have been working with really endangered species, so solving problems of conservation and doing a lot of education on the thousands of visitors that go over there each year. We are working with the national program for breeding the harpy eagle in captivity. We are leading that program. We're leading some other programs like the mountain quarry program, which is the only program for the species in the world. We are also working with high-ending species like the Paramo parakeet and species that are really, really rare. In this park, you're not going to see any Asian or African or European species. It's just Colombian endangered species. Not all of them very, very good looking or charismatic, but because everything is guided and everything is under immersion, it's really different than the usual way to show or exhibit animals in captivity. These are some of the species that are over there, and everything is immersion. As I told you, you get really close to a harpy eagle or an ocelot or a night monkey or different species of raptors. Okay, I'm telling you about the La Reserva Biopark because Tesoros, and many of you know that we have been involved in creating an educational tool because in Colombia frogs are not really well understood. So there's need to educate Colombian public about the importance of amphibians and the importance of frogs. And because they see on the news that they confiscate large amounts of fagas, but they don't care because they see that it's not important. So we want to make an exhibit for the visitors and change this point of view. This is some sort of the way we want to do it. Immersion exhibit for different poison frogs that we have at Tesoros. And we have, thanks to Julio, that did that helped us with creating a fundraising campaign that is online on the fundraiser.com website. We have been able to get around $2.5 thousand already to make it real. I mean, we need another $7.5 thousand. So hopefully we are going to get a little bit more. If not, we're going to redesign the whole exhibit, and by the end of December the campaign is going to be closed. Tesoros is also helping the campaign by doing by giving every donor 25% of the donation back in discounts on frogs or on tours. So if you want to join us on this exhibit that we want to give to the Colombian public, you're very welcome. That's out the update. So if you have any questions, if you want to know a little more about the 11i project, please, I will be happy to explain. Thank you very much. We are going to, we have a couple of minutes. Is there questions? So we can show the video that we got from the kids that are painting the t-shirts. Because it's a 3-minute video if I want to show you. Is there a question or not?
Sure.
Okay, so of course in Spanish I will try to translate for you. These are the kids, already the kids that are painting right now the t-shirts. So no sound, well, okay. She's presenting the group view. It says with the help of the teachers and some supporters, they were preparing themselves, learning from the richness that in which they live in. This is the actual valley of Anchicaya, where the Lemani and the Anchicaya Historica live. Getting prepared toward becoming guides for tours, learning. They do a lot of field work, and now taking pictures and preparing themselves as illustrators. These are the pictures of the kids. I mean, they took all these pictures. They take pictures and then they start drawing them. These are the materials and stuff that they are getting by selling us the t-shirts. So you are helping directly for this to happen. These are the shirts that we brought today.
Which one's in?
So these guys, of course, now love frogs, love nature, and they're going to protect it. They may contest on drawing and going in they're not going elsewhere to go to drawing contests and stuff like that. They're becoming really attached to drawing now. I think they do a great job. That's the teacher, very nice person. That's the poster of the festival that we attended. This is the group of children, the local school. And this is the name of the group. Ecological Trucks Club. Thanks to all of you that have purchased the t-shirt. You have like 5 of them left. You're very welcome to look after.